Well, it is Monday and it's time for
Ask the Vet.
Ask the Vet. That's right. Dr. Joel Conn from Pismo Beach Veterinary Clinic joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, allergies.
What's going on? Yeah.
We're not the only ones who suffer.
No.
We're not the only ones who suffer. So we talked a little bit about some causes of allergies last time. I wanted to talk about some things you can do at home to help treat your animals for allergies.
Okay.
And there's a few simple things. And I think the most important thing to remember and that everyone should be aware of is we're not looking at a cure. You know, most of our allergy treatment is really aimed at allergy prevention, allergy maintenance. We're most of the time not curing this because obviously it is kind of a long-term thing that can in fact get worse with age. But there's lots of things you can do inexpensively at home to help with this.
Okay.
So the first thing, and I harp on this all the time, is year-round flea control.
Yeah.
We live in a beautiful place in the country where we don't get a really long freeze, and so that means that fleas do not die. They have to have about a 5-day freeze to completely die out. So we don't actually lose them in the winter, and I think that's a misconception. Okay. And the problem is if you wait until you see a flea, you're already a little bit too late. So we got some great products on the market that can not only treat fleas, but can also manage other parasites like heartworms, roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, all of which, or many of which can be passed on to humans. Antihistamines, so you know, a lot of people have used Benadryl on their pets, but you may not realize you can also use things like Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra, some of the newer generation antihistamines. Dogs and cats are not small people when it comes to dosing these things, so make sure you talk with your veterinarian regarding a safe and effective dose. Okay. In many cases, believe it or not, it's a similar dosing. So with my dog Bella, who's a paw chewer and she rubs her face, we split a bottle of Claritin between us. We both take one once a day to try to keep things under control. And antihistamines are really good for, again, controlling allergies and preventing allergies. When an animal's already really itchy, sometimes that's not quite enough. Okay. So, you know, I use it preventatively. So my dog is not itchy. I keep her on the antihistamine to try to prevent that flare-up. Omega-3 fatty acids, that's been kind of a big thing on the human side. You know, you hear about fish oil supplements, flaxseed oil supplements. We believe dogs and cats do not absorb the plant-based fish oils very well, so the flaxseed oils, so we recommend using a fish oil-based omega-3. Okay. And what that does is it's mildly anti-inflammatory, it's anti-itch, it can help with coat luster, coat quality and strength, and is very helpful, again, more for allergy prevention. So this is something you can give every single day, year-round, if you have a pet that's prone towards allergies. And, you know, there's no harm in trying it. So if you do it for a month or two, don't see an improvement, and this is true for antihistamines as well, you can move on, you know, to something else. But the good news is very safe, very inexpensive. You can get it over the counter. With any nutraceutical product like an omega-3, you want to make sure that you have some sort of a third-party verification on that, because they're not regulated by the FDA. And so the product I have here is called Walactin. This has been third-party verified to be, you know, kind of contain what it says it contains, and to be more effective in that regard. And you can get products at Costco and other health food stores that will have similar things on them. In many cases we use human products, but there are dogs and cat specific ones as well. Finally, medicated shampoos is a big one. There's a misconception that you shouldn't really bathe your pets or shouldn't bathe them too often because it dries out their coat, and that's not really true. Some dogs don't really need to be bathed that often, sort of depends on how smelly they get and how much time they spend in the bed with you and that kind of thing. But an itchy dog, we think they really benefit from being bathed frequently, sometimes even every week. And what you're doing by bathing them is you're cutting down on the surface bacteria and the surface yeast, which will get into that allergic inflamed skin and set up a secondary infection, which leads to the itchiness getting worse. So when we bathe these guys, I like to use either a benzoyl peroxide or a chlorhexidine-based shampoo. These are things that you may have heard about in acne medications and things like that, and there are some over-the-counter products available. Most veterinarians carry a line of shampoos, so this is a kind of a classic food allergy dog. Hair loss around the face. This is a dog that's rubbing its face. This is a dog with a severe flea allergy. But this is all what you're seeing there is secondary infection. And so by using a medicated shampoo, you're cutting down on some of that bacteria. You know, sometimes even just doing local foot baths, if you have a dog that has itchy feet, you know, that can be really helpful as well. There's a good example of an itchy foot dog right there that could use some medicated shampoo.
And real quick, Joel, how do you know if your dog does have an allergy?
Well, licking, chewing, scratching. Dogs are not cats. They don't groom like cats do. So if your dog is always quote unquote grooming,
Yeah.
that may indicate it's actually an itchy pet, and it probably has some allergies.
Sneezing as well?
Sneezing, yeah, we do see some oral, nasal allergies. Sneezing, eye discharge can contribute. Ear infections, another really common thing associated with allergies as well.
Okay. Well, if you have a question about your pet's health, email it to askthevet@kcoi.com. Thank you, Dr. Joel Conn.
Thank you.
Always
Thanks
a
for having me.
pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.